and final part of this guide. We are back in the qualifying 1 preparation, as we are about to set off for Q1. So, if you haven't checked out the previous 2 videos, practice and menus, please do. I think they are very informative and very good. So check them out if you need any advice with that. I did mention this in the last video, but we have 4 sets of softs because of the way I decided to do practice. I could have used another set of softs and saved a set of mediums, which would be beneficial in certain tracks or in certain situations where maybe another set of mediums could be good. For example, a safety car, it could actually be very good with a set of mediums. But of course, we will use 2 sets of softs in Q1, and of course we will be able to use these in the race, even though they are scrubbed. That is what teams mean when they say they start on a set of scrubs, or we have scrubbed sets remaining. Basically, they are already a bit used. And that is important to know, because that will affect strategy. But again, you can change engines and stuff, especially later down the season. This is important. Always check the wear on the engine and gearbox and everything, because it takes wear to do practice, and previous races will take its toll as well. So it will get less and less effective, basically. This basically do 8 flying laps. So my friend just made a joke about doing 8 flying laps, and that actually is a good segue, because you can change how many flying laps you do. You can only do 5, unfortunately. But yeah, this will make you do more flying laps. So maybe, for example, if it's raining, or on certain tracks, for example, and in real life we saw that doing 2 flying runs after each other is actually pretty good. So if you want, you can add that. I haven't seen any real benefit from it, but that's my own personal views from it and what I have seen, and that of course doesn't mean it's not right. So you do you. But I'm gonna stick to 1 flying lap, and we will go into Q1.
Radio check.
Radio check.
Sessions should be starting now.
I'll send PS3 out. Usually I'd wait a little bit, because traffic is death in this game. It is literally awful. But just to show you the mechanics, I will send my cars out early. Here you can see we get an automatic mode. I take manual control of that, because why not? I don't see a reason why the AI should do something I can probably do better than it anyways. And you might say, oh, but that's scary, I don't know what I'm doing. Basically what you're doing with it is just telling the car how much it should push. It's very good if you send the driver out a bit late. You can tell them to push like crazy to just get around. But it's also good because you control when they go, so they don't use unnecessary tire life or energy or fuel. So what I do is I either do from this view or from this view because it's easiest to see. But when they get to the final corner, I just tell them to push everything. I use deploy because it's a little bit faster.
Okay, use deploy. Copy.
And the same with Norris. Attack, push, deploy.
Maximum pace. Yeah, confirm.
And I'm gonna skip it for video's sake. And you can see Kevin Magnussen gets in the way a little bit. Not too much. Only at 10-12. And now I did wrong because you can of course make them cool down on their in-lap to not use as much tires. That is my mistake. We just reconfigure them for going out again. But yes, you can do the in-laps as well by letting them cool down to make sure they get through with fuel and everything. But for time's sake, I did it like this. But yeah, we're skipping through. And I would say a run at the end is crucial because drivers do improve quite a lot, especially as they don't get traffic the same way in their final run. Now 4 minutes remain, and you can see that the drivers are now just waiting to get through. And my tip is here: either go out like right now, just before everyone, or just after everyone, so you get a clean run. So as we can see, the drivers are starting to pour out the pits. I will turn on this view because I think it's easier to see. And we know the time to get around is 1:30, plus the it's a bit slower, so we will go out with about just over 2 minutes. And again, just take manual control because I don't see a reason why it shouldn't. Now, if you feel it's a bit tight for time, you can quite easily tell them to go up to standard tire if you don't think they'll make it. Maybe even burn off a little bit of extra fuel.
Well done, mate. Great day.
And as you can see, we made it through to Q2. But with both cars. And compound, we have more tires. We're not gonna get through to Q3, so I'm gonna sit out Q2 basically, just to mostly save a tire, but also because it's gonna go a lot quicker to get through to the race, which is Actually, we'll simulate. No. We never simulate. Basically,
Just a radio check.
what I'm doing is telling you,
Good.
don't simulate. It's not worth it.
Track should be green.
Don't let the AI do stuff you can do better. Basically, if you think back to the song, anything you can do, I can do better. That is basically it. There. And of course, waiting like this for the end, if you say want to do what I did before, doing this can be a bit dangerous because I'm just setting it on automatic just for video's sake. Norris actually didn't make it around. I'm so sorry, Norris. And PS3 made it to EP.3 anyways. But yes, both drivers are eliminated, which means
welcome to race.
Next one is the race. So here we are then for the race. Actually, I'm gonna speed this up. Race. I'm just gonna do the strategy because that is all you need. Fuel for this track, you actually need more fuel than you can take on. But fuel is so easy to save, so don't worry about it. Especially when you're a midfield car, because you can latch onto another driver and sit in their DRS and regain so much fuel. So don't worry about fuel. This may look scary, but don't worry. Then, car 1 strategy, and you just go, okay, what am I looking at? First of all, you notice up there a gray area. That area you never want to go below. Basically go to this one. Actually we go to this one because it probably feels better. You can see the gray area. That is 30% left of your tires. And that is when your tires basically fall off quite a lot. So you want to get as close as you can to 30%. Which is the most important thing. And how you do that is basically you either move around this or you move around these. These are push targets. Basically, if you go back to the C one, you can see that the hards are above 30%. That means we are not utilizing the tire to its full capacity. You can then either go earlier on the hards. I would probably do something like this. Push super hard on the softs, because as you can see, we're not utilizing the softs as good as we can. So push super hard on the softs. Maybe even go a lot further anyway. Then stay just above the 30% on the hards, and then push super hard on the mediums again. So, and now, of course, it didn't save because I pressed circle. You have to press updates. Setup. Trust me. It is so crucial. When you do that, you update it. Now we know. And now we have basically an estimated race time. But of course, this can all change, because you can get a safety car lap 3 and everything is thrown into the garbage can. So you have to stay vigilant and trying to remember how many laps can my tires go. And that is what makes this game amazing. And what makes this sport amazing, because you can plan out, you can have 45 strategies, you can have plan G, just like McLaren had in Belgium, but it can all just go out the window because one thing happens. But that has been this video guide of how to do F1 Manager, very, very, very basic. I am not an expert on the game, but these are some of the things I've found that will help you basically understand how the game works. But I hope you've learned something over the 3 videos. Oh, before I end it, because I actually just remembered this a while back, you can see, if the black box goes away, you can see these numbers on the top of the screen. That is rain percentage, which for rain maybe not so much, but yeah, keep an eye on those. But yes, it will say on the inters and wets how much water there has to be, so yeah, keep an eye out for that. But that has been it. It's F1 Manager basic, basically. How to 101. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, everything like that. And I will see you guys maybe tomorrow for a Ferrari save. Depends on my throat, but hopefully tomorrow. Enjoy your day, guys.